Have you ever held a crisp new bill and then looked at a crinkly, worn-out one and wondered, where has this been? And more importantly, how does anyone keep track of all this cash floating around? It seems like an impossible task, right? With people stashing money under their mattresses, old bills getting destroyed, and new ones being printed, how do central banks like the Federal Reserve in the US know exactly how much physical money is out there? Well, the short answer is, they don't know exactly. But they have some incredibly clever ways to get a very, very close estimate. Let's break it down. Think of the central bank as the starting point. When new bills are printed, they are first sent to the regional Federal Reserve banks. This is the first and easiest step to track. They know precisely how much money they've created and sent out. This money is then distributed to commercial banks, the ones you and I use every day. When your bank needs more cash for its ATMs or tellers, it orders it from the Fed. That transaction is recorded. So, the central bank knows how much money it has pushed into the commercial banking system. Now here's where it gets a little trickier. Once that cash leaves your local bank's ATM and goes into your wallet, it's officially in circulation. From there, you might use it to buy groceries, pay a friend back, or tuck it away for a rainy day. The journey of that single bill becomes almost impossible to follow individually. The government isn't tracking every single dollar bill with a tiny GPS chip. That would be a privacy nightmare and technologically impractical. So, how do they account for all these movements? They rely on large-scale data and statistical modeling. Commercial banks are required to report their cash holdings to the central bank regularly. By subtracting the amount of cash held by banks from the total amount of cash issued, the central bank can estimate how much is in the hands of the public. That's you, me, and all the businesses out there. This figure is often referred to as currency in circulation. But what about old, damaged money? You've probably seen bills that are torn, taped up, or faded. When these worn-out notes are deposited at a bank, the bank doesn't just put them back into the ATM. They sort them out. Modern sorting machines can process thousands of bills a minute, checking for authenticity and fitness. Bills that are too damaged to be used again are bundled up and sent back to the central bank. And what happens there is pretty cool. The old money is officially taken out of circulation and destroyed, usually by being shredded into tiny, confetti-like pieces. Since the central bank knows exactly how much money it destroys, it can subtract this amount from its total. This process of removing old money and introducing new money is constantly happening, ensuring the physical currency we use stays in good condition. So, the formula is basically this. Start with the total amount of money ever issued. Add the new money being printed. Subtract the money that banks are holding in their vaults. And subtract the old money that's been officially destroyed. What's left is their best estimate of the cash circulating in the economy. Now, what about the money that's just lost? Stashed in a forgotten piggy bank, buried in a time capsule, or tragically destroyed in a fire without ever being returned to a bank. Central banks account for this too, using historical data and models to estimate how much currency is likely lost or hoarded over time. It's not a perfect science, but these estimates are surprisingly accurate for managing the economy. And why is all this tracking so important? Because the amount of money in circulation is a key indicator of economic health. It helps the government and central bank make huge decisions about interest rates and monetary policy to keep the economy stable. It's a massive, ongoing balancing act of printing new money, destroying old money, and using a whole lot of data to estimate everything in between. It's a fascinating system that keeps our economy running smoothly, even if we can't track every single dollar bill. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into how our world works. See you next time.